So what if it's not your past that's blocking you, but it's actually your future access to embodying high levels of consciousness because you're stuck at a certain gate? So whenever we're going through change or we want to embody high levels of consciousness, we must allow the energy field to shift and change within our energy field first before it comes into our physical reality. So many of us right now are working towards embodying the fifth dimensional consciousness. We've moved through a whole healing process where we have healed lower aspects of ourselves to a certain percentage. So we've been able to move out of the 3D and into the 4D, and we start to work through the 3 layers in the 4th dimension. And we start to bridge those layers so that we can start to embody the 5th dimensional consciousness. Now, anytime that we shift energy or we remove a pattern or we start to heal something that's perhaps keeping us self-sabotaging, it moves through what is called a Trinity Conscious Circuit loop. And what that means is the energy must move through a particular circuit and come back to us as a changed state, remembering that energy never ever is discarded or leaved, but it often is changed. The frequency or the resonance is changed and comes back in a different form, so to speak. But what happens is we so often get stuck at this particular precipice between the 4th dimension and the 5th dimension, and it's actually a future gate that's not allowing us to step through and move through that particular transformation. And there is many things that is holding the gate closed. It could be things like our own thoughts, our own beliefs. It can be things like future vows or restrictions, or it can be entities or imprints or implants. There's so many different things. And it can also be our future soul's progression pathway that's been locked out of time or space, or it may have some infiltration that's stopping you from accessing it and embodying that 5th dimension conscious. So I'm going to try and draw the Trinity Conscious Circuit so that you have a basic idea of what actually happens when we heal something and how the energy transforms, so that you have a deeper understanding of it. Now, I'm not a very good drawer, so please bear with me. So I'm just going to bring that forward a little bit, and hopefully that you can see that. Actually, I might need to bring it back a bit so then you can see the whole thing. Okay, so you've got yourself here. This is you, the self, on the 3D plane. Then you've got the dimensions all around you. For the purposes of this, I'm going to draw them around us, but they're actually moving through us. They go from the inside out, but I can't really draw that, so I'll just draw it around us. So we've got dimension 1, dimension 2, dimension 3, dimension 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, whoops, 12. And then we've got the 13th, 14th, and the 15th. Okay, so remember that we are here. This is the 1st dimension, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th. Okay, remember that always moves from the inside to out, but we often will see it like from a bird's eye view. So we have all of our chakras, and down below here is the 15th chakra, which is right out in space. We have our 12th chakra, which is here, which is our earth star. And we have our 13th chakra here, which is the earth core. Then we have all of our other chakras. So we've got like our root chakra, our sacral, solar plexus, heart, higher heart, throat, third eye, crown. And then we've got like our ninth, which sits here, our 10th, which is, right up here on that dimension. So the 10th, the 11th, and then the 14th is right up here. Okay, so this is just a basic overview. And so what actually happens is, so we need to be able to move through these gates here. So there's gates here to bring the fourth dimension into our physical reality. But here is where many of us are getting stuck. So we want to bring the fifth dimensional consciousness. It needs to move through the fourth, the third, the second. And when it actually comes into the second, there's a particular point called a ka, which is the etheric body, and it brings it back and comes down into our physical form. Now, what actually happens is it does a circuit. Okay, so I'm trying to demonstrate this the best that I can. So say we want to heal something that's, I don't know, like there might be a future progression pathway that's locked out here, and we want to bring that back in so that we can unlock this gate here. We find it and then we heal it. The energy comes back through into the second, back through into the first, and it moves all the way down through the 12th, into the 13th, into the 14th. This is where we actually have the paradigm shift, moves into the 15th, and it does the Trinity circuit of consciousness, moving all the way back down, and then comes down back into the car, which is here, and embodies into the physical reality. So it does this whole loop. But often where it gets intercepted is usually anywhere between the gates. So it might be here, it might be here, or you might get to here and then it gets intercepted going around here, and it can't make that full conscious loop. And so that's why so many people right now are stuck at that gate. It's not from the lack of work or the lack of motivation or the lack of discipline. It's from not being able to actually move through that particular state of consciousness or that gate. So I've created a 5D restoration and embodiment session for those of you that have done a lot of the work and you're on that precipice of moving from the 4D into the 5D. You need to be able to move through that particular Trinity circuit in a safe way so that you don't get intercepted. And so that's what my work is all about, is about helping you move through those gates and really embodying the fifth dimensional consciousness, because what's on the other side of that is far greater than what you realize. It's about accessing all your gifts, about accessing your soul purpose and mission. And once you move through that, then you can truly help others to do the same. So I hope that this video helps you today, and please reach out if you have any questions or you are looking for some help to move through and embody your fifth dimensional consciousness.